And welcome back to the Kyle Suchland Show. We're changing the calendar right now. I started doing it before you guys got here. We are, welcome to March. We've made it, people. Made it past the short days of the February. And my friends, we are close. We are close, people. We are close to the spring and then the summer and to the fun. Hold on, let me get everything open and let's go. Hell of a time. We're getting close. I think it's supposed to be 60-ish degrees, I think, next weekend here in Chicagoland, which is going to start unthawing everyone. You're going to start seeing everyone be out in the streets. You're going to go to the bars. You're going to start seeing people sit outside, 60 degrees. That's when it starts feeling like spring. When you drive down the street and there's people at all the bars, you see some of the bars that have the windows. The windows are finally open up, Get some windows, get some fresh air in the house. I know that's really this time for me that I start getting excited about the spring. I think we're starting to get close to that. Today is not that day. Just go ahead and put that out there on the stage. If you went outside today, it's freaking cold. And I'm about done with the cold. I'll just say that. Now it's March. I'm ready for it to be 40. I'm done with the 20s. I will accept the 30s. Okay? I'll just say like that. I'll accept the 30s. If I have to do the 30s. But I am done with the 20s. It's too cold. So, you hear that, weather person? Fix it. I'm done. I think hopefully we'll only have to do another couple weeks of it. But let's wrap that shit up real quick. It is March 1st at 10:35. Whenever the hell you are listening to this, I hope you had a great. Hope you had a great weekend. Did something fun. I had a good weekend. Actually, did some fun things that can actually talk about. Went to the golf show, watched golf all day, played golf. Shocker, right? Kyle played golf and watched some more golf, watched TGL. So we're gonna talk a little Cognizant, talk about the sadness of Shane Lowry. We're going to talk about Arnold Palmer this coming week. We're going to talk about the Australian Grand Prix. We're going to talk a little Chicago golf show. And then we're going to do a little Kyle grab bag where we're just going to go through some of the things I bookmarked on Twitter. And I have some videos that I think I should be able to play. Fingers crossed. And then that's it. We are trying, people, desperately to keep this around between 30 to 39 minutes. Okay, we are just started. We are desperately we're trying to not do an hour podcast. Okay, this is a 30 to 39 minute show. Okay, so if you are looking at the thing right now and it's longer than that, that means I talked for too long. So we'll have a good show. Cognizant. Let's first TGL. Starting off with that's correct. Where am I starting off? TGL is the sad. So, first off, I think TGL has their day. Post football, pre baseball Sunday night. I think that's their sweet spot. TGL. Listen to this guy right here. Expert sitting on couch watcher nowhere person. Okay. Sunday nights, after football, before baseball, is your guys' sweet spot for TGL. It was awesome. I think it's 10:37 right now. The match just finished. There's something about it at night on a Sunday. Felt like we were still kind of in that golf mode. I think it was them talking about it on the Cognizant Classic about Max going right over to that was awesome. It got me kind of hyped up. It got me really in the mood for it. It got me as the Cognizant ended, I was like, oh, no, golf's not over for today. I still have TGL tonight. Like, that was nice. I think that's, for me, I always get a little, especially in the summer when golf ends at 4 o'clock and it's 5 o'clock on a Sunday, and then it's like, oh, okay. There's really no, if there's no baseball on, there's nothing to watch a Sunday night here till, So having TGL on till 10:30 at night was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Drink break. If you're listening to this in the morning, that was your coffee break right there, so take a sip of coffee. Wow. You would already had to do it. So don't stop drinking your coffee now and re-engage listening. You can't drink and listen at the same time. It's not possible. Science physicists have actually proven that it is physically impossible to drink and listen at the same time. If you don't know, now you know. What was I talking about? The ADD is strong. Cognizant. TGL. I am stupid. Anyone else feel about themselves? Their brain just is dumb. TGL. So that great time. Tough match for the Jupiter, for my Jupiter Lynx. Remember, third generation Jupiter Lynx fan here. I was raised a Jupiter Lynx fan. My great grandpappy, when he came over on the Mayflower, was a Jupiter Lynx fan. When he came over, his Jupiter Lynx hat was the only thing he had on his body. And he came to this great country and said, "Sonny, I'm gonna make something of myself." And he wore his Jupiter Lynx hat forever. And then he gave this down to me. 2 decades he's worn this hat for. So the Jupiter Lynx it runs deep into my family. So that match was tough. I thought we had it. I thought, we did a little flippity flop. Where I thought we had it. We were up 2. Boston should have hammered us to go up 2 more when it was 3-5. Dumbasses didn't. Shout out dumbass Keegan. And then we tie it up on. We tie it up on 15. The last hole they only play 15, so we tied it up on 15. Go to the playoff. Short one, Keegan. Now, so the TGL when it goes to like a shootout is what they kind of call it. And it's 3 of the same chip shot. Closest to the hole wins. So Keegan almost holds it. Tom Kim doesn't go as close. I want to say, was it Akshay? Doesn't really hit a great shot. And then Rory puts it in the bunker because he sucks. And then Hideki puts it, I think, to 10 feet. And here comes Maximilius Homa, okay? And no, let's remember, let's say give or take 11:25-ish, right? We're recording 25 minutes after it ended. So it's give or take 11 o'clock, right? He teed off at the Cognizant at 11:15. So Maximilius, at this rate, has been playing golf for 12 hours. And also the robot's trying to I'm not going to say the robot was going after him, but the robot was going after him, okay, people? Let's just call a spade a spade. The robot was attacking Max Homa this night, okay? So I won't stand for this. Not in my TGL. Robots will not attack my Jupiter Lynx fan, okay? It's crazy. I will not put up with this. We are anti-robot on this show. We are anti-robot for the Jupiter Lynx. We will not stand for this. We will have vengeance on Tuesday night in our second match. So Shadow Max had to deal with the robot that was trying to attack him. And then he puts it, great shot. It takes a terrible bounce to the left. And he ends up 4 inches outside of Hideki to lose. Tough. That's tough. I'm just going to, tough. Not how you want to, I mean, great that TGL is on Sunday night, but sucks for my boys. I was amped up to see Jupiter play Boston, and lost. So we did get 1 point by going to overtime. So we do still have a chance at the playoffs. This match was for a chance at the playoffs. So we still have a chance to get into the playoffs if we beat the Bay on Tuesday night. So shout out Jupiter Lynx. Tuesday night, we need to beat the Bay, and we're still in the playoffs, people. The hopes are still alive. They're not dead yet. So shout out TGL. Awesome. I would love to go there one day. We're not on a great pace here, people, for 30 minutes. I'm just going to say that right now. I'm going to say it right now. We're not on a great pace for 30 minutes. We are 11 minutes into the podcast already, and I have barely even touched the subjects. Cognizant. Oh my God, Shane. Shane. Buddy, I just want to give a Shane just as sort of a fellow tub, just a nice hug, because whoo, Shane, to do that, oh my God. So if you don't know, if you weren't watching, if you are watching this show and not watching golf, you're either my family or you're in a mental institution. One of the two things. If you have never watched golf and you're watching this show right now, Kyle's family, or you are in Arkham Asylum mental institution. That's the only two possibilities that I can think of. So Shane today had the lead of the Cognizant Classic, not a heavy hitter tournament, right? It's not talking about elevated events here, so it's not like he had Rory or Scottie chasing on the heels. Has the lead stepping on to the 16th tee box. And proceeds to put one in the water on 16, put one in the water on 17, double both of those holes, and then on the par 5 18th, pars it to go 4 over in the last 3 holes to lose the golf tournament. And let me tell you, that's the type of shit that, I mean, I don't know shit about being a high professional athlete, but I know shit about getting your face kicked in on the golf course. And let me tell you, getting your face kicked in like that on the golf course, that shit hurts. Oh. Shane right now is staring at a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle and just... Ready? Live look at Shane Lowry as he chugs whiskey, because that boy is hurting today. This week. That was a brutal loss on the bear trap on those final couple holes. Not really, I guess it was a bear trap. Tough loss for Shane. So, I mean, the big thing everyone was saying, right, is Shane got the monkey off his back with the Ryder Cup coming clutch down there. He was the one that closed the door for Europe on the last day while everyone else was failing. While he's really the guy that kind of is known for blowing leads, right? And to do that, that's gotta suck. I know he talked about in this post round of how sad he was. But yeah, you're broken up for the guy. But you gotta imagine that's gotta stay with him. I mean, it's gonna do one of two things, right? It's either gonna destroy him mentally, and he's gonna be a wreck for the next, 6 months, 3 months, or it lights an unbelievable nuclear fire under his ass to start playing some golf. He certainly, his best friend is a certain also choke artist in Rory. So at least he has good someone to, misery loves company. But not a great loss. But what is good, my friends, Hold on. First, shout out Nico Icovara. I can't. I'm not gonna say his name, man. I'm butchering this. Icovara. I can't roll my R's like that. But great. I mean, talk about $1.6 million backdoor as you're not even leading into it on the 16th hole. You just come down and shut the door to everyone else. I think he birdied the last 2 holes. If I want to, hold on. Nico, I have bad Wi-Fi because I am poor. So hold on, stay with me, people. Subscribe. Also, this is a great. Remember to subscribe to give me money to upgrade my internet because I can make this faster. Birdied his last. Just birdied 17. Shot out 66 today, 5 under. Great round to win the tournament. Especially, they told him on the broadcast. They said when he was on, I think the 17th tee box, they told him Shane went on the water on 16. So he said he saw him dropping up there. So he had an idea then. He had it, which the water's right there on 17. This guy put in the water, right? Yeah, so to do that with the pressure standing up there, great win by him. Great picks up some much needed FedEx Cup points. Another one, Joel Damon, great backdoor to T9. Only 100 today, but I think he now is the top 15 to FedEx Cup, so he's going to be in the elevated events. Great for the man, Joel. But now, people, let's go to the picks, okay? Because we had a good week, my friends. We had a good week, okay? So I don't want to get a bunch of pats in the backs. Well, you know what? I do, because I have a massive ego. So pat me in the back, please. Put in the comments how smart I am. How intelligent I am, how good of a golfer I am. I don't know how many bobbleheads I have. Yeah, put how many You know what? Yeah, let's put how many bobbleheads I have. Okay, we got our Tiger bobbleheads here. We got shout out mostly. We got our mostly sports bobblehead there. We're talking sports. Remember, this is a sports show, people. We talk sports. Shout out Punch the Monkey. I love you. So Ben Griffin. I feel like it doesn't count because he was still in when he was cut. He withdrew, but that doesn't count, right? Because that was on Wednesday. Right? We didn't do this we did this Sunday night. So, withdrew. That doesn't count for anything. Shane Lowry, top 10. Cash it. Shane Lowry, top 10, Cognizant. Cash it. Thank you. You're welcome. Brooks Emilius Koepka. Brooksy. Hold on. Brooks. T9. Cash it. Blades Brown to make the cut. Well, that was a loss. And Max Homa to make the cut. Cash it. Cash it. People, that was my best week so far. That was my best gambling week so far. We're going to say 3 for 4 this week. So we are a little hot this week, people. We're on a heater this week, right? And what did I say last week, right? We don't go by the numbers on this show, okay? We are a vibes gambling show. We gamble based off the vibes, how I'm feeling, the tweets that I'm seeing. We're not really gambling based off statistics or numbers. We take numbers and then we make them look like other numbers, right? Remember we talked about this last week. How we take numbers and then we make them number look like that number, but it's really not that number. But so we're not so much a number show, but we're a little bit of a number show, but we're a vibe show. And we're a Kyle's brain show, right? We put the vibes in. Ready? The formulas. We put a little bit of math in. We put a lot of vibes in. We shake it up like a martini and Kyle's, and picks come flying out, right? Ready? We drink the magical elixir. Pick! And then look at that. Picks just come flying out when we do that, right? So, if you guys want picks, we can activate the pick machine again to fire it up and see what we can get rolling for tonight, okay? If you guys need the picks machine to go rolling, the picks machine can go. The picks machine is going to go a little chalky this week, okay? We're just going to throw that out there. The pick machine is getting chalky. Arnold Palmer Invitational. The third elevated event of the season. If you don't know what elevated events are, you probably do. If you don't, they're elevated events. Pretty elevated, right? So I can explain. Okay, so elevated means to take something and when you go like this, you go, woo, Wingardium Leviosa. And that means to levitate something, right? And then you take that and you levitate it. Wait. Elevate it. Elevate it. Levitate's from Harry Potter. Okay, so just cut that. So Arnold Palmer Invitational is the third elevator in this season. Elevated, obviously, we have the top players playing in it. They have to play in it. And Arnold Palmer's a good one, right? Arnold Palmer's RIP, the dog. We're gonna be drinking a lot of Arnold Palmer's this week for him. But this one's always a great right. I mean, just because really of how difficult the golf course is, right? A lot of people really say it's really one of the first very difficult tests of the season for a lot of these players. It's kind of on this Florida swing where you have shit to go in, water, traps to go in. I think half of the holes have shit going over them. So that is the one thing that I did keep into this little brain's number was the scrambling statistics I did look up for you guys, okay? Because that's going to be big into this week, right? But this is a major winter course, right? Where was that? Who won here? I don't know where that was. Wherever that was. You've had a lot of the top dogs win here, right? So this isn't somewhere where you're gonna expect someone like I don't know, who can we make fun of? This isn't a Taylor Moore, Nikolai Horgard, Matt Schmidt kind of a tournament, right? We're expecting someone in the top 50 to win this tournament. I would honestly be shocked if it's not one of two people winning this golf tournament. Because there's one guy that doesn't know the golf tournament starts on Thursday. So if someone can inform Mr. Scheffler that the tournament starts on Thursday instead of Friday, he has a fantastic chance this week. If we could just get that, I feel like Scottie's not a big phone guy. Can't be a big email guy. Like, can we send an owl? Can we send a pigeon? Just something to let Scottie know that the tournament starts on Thursday. Right now, okay? Because if he plays like he plays Wednesday, Friday through Sunday, Dub City, we're dancing in dubs all night long, right? But if he forgets, which I think he is, have we tested him for amnesia? Have we tested him for low grade concussion? Have we tested him for, I don't know, name it, right? We could test him for gingivitis. There's a lot of things that might be wrong with him that we need to test for. But of those things that could be wrong, it might be his brain that doesn't know that it starts on Thursday, right? He maybe thinks it's a pro-am. So let's send a pigeon. We'll wrap a little thing to the pigeons. How can I get a pigeon from here to Texas? Does it have to go to Texas? Oh, no, it's in Florida. Well, no, it's even farther then. So, would it matter? How long would a pigeon take to fly from here to Florida? Couple days. Honestly, is that what's been going on? There's a chance that he's been getting all messages by pigeon, and they've been arriving late. So he doesn't know when the golf tournament really starts, because he kind of, the messages they're getting are from a delayed sense. So when he thinks there's Wednesday is Thursday, so maybe he's showing up to the golf course Monday, and he's confused. I'm just trying to think it out here, people, right? This is not a show we're looking for solutions on this show, right? A lot of people will give you other non-answers. This is a solution-oriented show where you guys are going to get down to the truth. We're going to take our little spade shovel and we're going to dig that truth away. Because we will find it, okay? People, I am for sure going over. Sorry, I apologize. So this week, Scottie Scheffler to win. It'd be stupid for me not to pick him. So obviously, Scottie Scheffler to win the tournament, and I mean it's stupid, but why would you not pick Rory McIlroy top 5? Now here it gets a little more interesting, right? Because I think this is where we start. These are the two who are top of their game right now, right? We saw Rory look great 2 weeks ago. Scottie, was doing a late charge. But who else is kind of going to sneak up there with them, right? Hideki's been playing well. Russell Henley's been playing well. I like Colin again. I'm going to say Colin top 5, top 10 this week. I'll say Colin will have another great week. And then to make the cut, we're going to take Jordan to make the cut. Okay, the picks for this week. At Bay Hill, Scottie Scheffler to win. Rory McIlroy, top 5. Colin Morikawa, top 10. And Jordan Spieth to make the cut. So those are my 4 picks for the week. Remember, I went 3 and 4 last week, people. So the vibes are starting, right? We are on the track. Maybe might need to adjust some things still, but the train's rolling. So that's good. I'm also very excited. This will be my first official week as an F1 fan and not being a Drive to Survive fan, right? Because I would say Drive to Survive is different than F1, right? Because now we're going in, right? It's race week, right? We're racing. We're going racing this week. So I'm very excited to get into this week. I'm very excited to learn more about it, get more into the culture of it. I think the race starts at like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock here, so a night race. So that'll be good. I think that's Saturday night. So comment if you would like me to do a watch-along stream. Thinking about doing that if we can get enough people. And yeah, so Saturday night. So F1 this year is switching from ESPN to Apple TV. So I know everyone has Apple TV, so that should be an easy watch. Last year Lando won. That could score for me being a McLaren fan. And so I was watching it and shout out, fuck up his name. Kim Mantle? He's an F1 YouTuber, but fantastic. I was watching his videos. He's from Perth. A great F1 YouTuber. And he was talking about how big of a race this is in Australia, in Adelaide. And I think it was 440,000 people attended this last year. And they added a couple of new grandstands. They said there could be over 500,000 people attending this race next week. So, insane. my picks. I'm going to give you guys the podium. I don't know what to gamble with, but these, let's just call it F1 predictions, okay? Let's just have fun by making some predictions for F1, okay? So, the Australian Grand Prix. Australian Grand Prix. And so we're going to go with P1. Australian Grand Prix, position 1, winning the race, George Russell. I should have started from position 2, 3. Position 2, position 3. We're going to say Lando's in second. Who is going to be third? Who else do I like? This is a really... We'll say Leclerc. Leclerc. Charles Leclerc. How do you spell his name? E-R-C. So, my picks for the Australian Grand Prix are George Russell, P1, Lando Norris, P2, and Charles Leclerc, P3. Who the hell knows how those are going to do? So, I mean, talk about just a in the dark, because I have no idea. I'm just guessing. I would like to pick Lando, but, you know, I don't want to be a homer. All I've seen is that Mercedes is supposed to be fast because they cheated with their cars and they cheated with their power units. So we'll say of that, and then I feel like it's dumb not to pick Max. Why didn't I pick Max to be up there? Leclerc is going to get beat by... If Max wins this race and I didn't pick him at all, that's my fault, okay? I will take that, and I will wear that. So, shout out Australian Grand Prix. We'll talk about that more next week. But very excited to watch that this week and get more into the F1 kind of culture and see kind of what it's the... Obviously, there's the race of it, but there's the kind of the pre of it. It's kind of like, you know... Obviously, their golf tournament starts Thursday, but the program's Wednesday, right? Like, the golfers are there, practice things are Monday and Tuesday. I don't really know what... I mean, obviously, they're racing on Saturday, but there's no way they're showing up Saturday afternoon. There's a qualifying. So there's a lot going on. I'm excited to see more of this and see this week. I mean, I'm sure there'll be content coming out of the McLaren pages, on all the F1 pages this week with the first race this season. So excited, very excited to see that as it comes up. We are going to scrap the Twitter segment. We'll get to that next week. I'm going to talk about the Chicago Golf Show. So, shout out, the Chicago Golf Show was this week, this weekend. It ended today. And the Chicago Golf Show, if you have not been, is kind of a shrunken down version of, if I understand, of the kind of the PGA show. It's more geared towards kind of consumers. A lot of kind of products. Products meaning like tchotchke-ish projects, ball markers, things around the green, things to put on your bag, things to hang on your bag, speakers. A lot of not kind of like 2 models ago clubs, right now the new clubs, kind of a little bit older clubs. They were doing a lot of lessons, close to the pin, and then a million booths, right? So this for me was really a major networking event for me. And kind of trying to get into this business. I really need to kind of put myself out there and try to drum up business, right? And drum up people that are already kind of doing this, and that I can very naturally fit with their brand, and then we kind of rising tide kind of lifts all ships from that sense. So had some absolutely wonderful conversations with a lot of different exhibitors, and I'm really excited to kind of take and show you guys off showcase some of these products. I've a couple just very, very cool clothing brands that are making great hats. They're making very cool that you guys will see in podcast. And then a couple interesting conversations I've had with people that actually want to come on the podcast. Some great guests I think that I've talked to that could potentially be we can record some episodes. Some apps that people are using. A book that someone actually is working on, just about all the game that I think could be super interesting. So there's a lot to this show that I think that was really good for me, and it'd be very good for the brand overall and kind of coming. So I think one of the most interesting, I think two interesting conversations I have. One of my favorite was going back, and it was a little nostalgia, right? Was with my conversation I had with the people at shout out Golden Tee. So you probably play the bar game Golden Tee, right? And obviously it's fun golf, right? But where it really is for me is that being, someone that's afraid to talk to girls at a bar in college, like Golden Tee was the shit. Like you didn't have to go to we could go to the bar, you could be in the corner playing Golden Tee, but you were still doing something. Like, oh, no, he's playing Golden Tee, right? Like, you were a loser, but you weren't the biggest loser there because you were doing something, right? I was actively busy playing Golden Tee. So I told him how, we used to, me and my brothers, we would play at Morgan's, which is a local bar. I remember on St. Patrick's Day, the whole bar was dancing and everyone getting rowdy and stuff, and there we are. Playing Golden Tee. I think I almost broke my wrist on the trackball the one year. I think that was actually right as COVID was beginning. I remember in 2020. But so that was a great conversation I had with people at Golden Tee. And so if you guys are watching this Golden Tee, I would love to make content for you guys. I cannot afford a machine, but I will be your indentured servitude, and I will make. You can just put a live cam on the thing and chain me to the machine for hours a day to make me play it. I'm very okay with that. So shout out Golden Tee. If you guys want to work out a brand deal where you guys have to chain me to the machine for upwards of 12 hours a day and I have to play it all day long, I am in. Okay? I'm in for that. I am game for that scenario. And then I also had to met some interesting people from the President's Cup. So shout out President's Cup coming to Medina, and to met a couple of the executives from the organization that behind the President's Cup, and hopefully some content come over there. Would love to get more involved with that organization. Showcase some of the professional golf that we're having coming to the Chicagoland area. But overall, there's also some really fun stuff too. There was a closest to the pin. Closest to the pin. You had 3 shots. It's like 140-ish yards uphill. I hit 2 pitching wedges that didn't really get up the hill. And then I took an iron and put it too far, hit the hill, and came back down the hill to 9.6 feet, which was 6th best as of Friday afternoon. I'm guessing it did not stay all Saturday and Sunday. So I didn't walk by it on Sunday because I didn't want to, break the illusion. But in my head, I am still in 6th place for the show. So we're not really kind of breaking. I'm not gonna claim that didn't happen, right? That'd be crazy. So I will say there was a maybe 12-year-old child in front of me that put it to 5 feet right before me. So that kind of hurt the ego a little bit. I'm going to say that, This little kid gets up there, he's like complaining about how the clubs are too long for him, and then he sticks it right next to the pin. It's like, oof, geez, oof. So it's like, oof, man, does this kid have a podcast too? Does he talk about golf and play golf every single day? Bet not. Like, I at least I bet you want to talk about golf all day. Like, I was going to fight this kid because he put it closer than me, so... that's how my day was going, right? Just fighting kids at the golf show because they put it closer than you on the, the closest to the pin. So I was enthralled, but I also was not happy from it whatsoever. Then came to the longest putt, which was pretty cool too. So they have kind of 2 sections where it's like, it's probably like 100-foot putt. We just essentially have to whack it. I think the best people I saw were whacking it off the backboard, and it would kind of ricochet in. Seemed like a pretty good strategy. But a bunch of that. And so I saw that they blew gun of the Hawks horn, the goal horn when people were going off, so you just sat there. So that was kind of fun. It was very cool. I think that's for the last couple of years, this show's always been like a good, feels like start to the spring kind of summer season, right? It's always kind of, whenever you kind of go to the golf show, you know that the spring and it's right around the corner, right? It's like, okay, hey, the last couple of years, like that's always been like you have your new stuff, you have the new stuff, that's your new equipment that you have in the bag, and it's like, hey, it's not like the stuff you get for Christmas where you gotta wait months to play with this. This stuff is pretty soon. We're not long from playing with some of this material here. So some of that's pretty exciting, and we are not that far away, right? As I said in the beginning, we are not that far away from golf season, people. We are, I don't know why I'm looking outside, like I can see outside right now, it's pitch black. But we're not that far away from it being semi-nice-ish for us to play golf again, and that is A-okay with me, and that means more content for you guys. So follow along. We are at the 42-minute mark, so not terrible. Not terrible. We skipped a whole another 20 minutes of segment, so, no big deal. But remember, so today, comment, subscribe. Today we talked about the Cognizant, we talked about TGL. So today, welcome back to the show. If I remember to cut this in the beginning, we're going to talk about the TGL. We're going to talk about a little Cognizant. We're going to do the picks for Bay Hill. We're going to talk a little F1 Australian Grand Prix. And then we're going to talk about the Chicago Golf Show. Great show for you guys today. So, shout out. Thank you guys for all. Remember, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys all for watching. This was the Kyle Sutherland Show. And we will see you next week. Thanks for watching.